Hey, what's up, everybody? It's BDL44 coming at you with another video. I am sorry, I look very sleepy. It's been a nice long day, not a bad one. The Lakers obviously won their game, and I want to talk about it. So, game two, my prediction was wrong. I'm so very happy to say that, too. I thought we were going to go down 0-2. I said it was a chance in my mind that maybe we'd split. You know, I thought we could split, but I thought we would struggle. And the Lakers did a lot better job than I thought they would to start the game. But, unfortunately, we did end up giving up the lead. But we did win the game, and a lot of that had to do with defense. Defense really helped us in the end of that game. So kudos to the coaching staff for making the type of adjustments necessarily to assure that we were able to be a little bit more successful out there. But, really it just came down to, from what I saw, and obviously I want to preface this by saying I didn't see the full game this time. I saw highlights just now, and of course, I saw the last 3 minutes of the game, more or less. But what I saw out there from the highlights was that we had made adjustments that really worked, and AD was balling. I think that was the difference. He was much more aggressive and was hitting his shots, and ultimately we just needed him to play better for us to win, because he is our great mismatch in this series. They don't have an answer for him at all. So if he's being himself, we pretty much should not lose at all against this team. But in his the first game he wasn't himself, and today he was. He really helped us, especially on the end of the game, with his defense and with his offensive play as well. So we were super lucky to have him out there as always. And when you see the Lakers play defense, you just understand that's a recipe for success. What I also saw was a scowl on everyone's face. That first loss that they took in Phoenix really hit them. That took them to a space where you can clearly see it rearranged their focus and helped them prioritize some things and get the right intensity necessary to come into to that arena and do what they needed to do. So I was very, very pleased with just the overall focus level of our squad. Now, I want to give shout-outs to some Phoenix Suns who really played well. Of course, DeAndre Ayton is continuing to ball out in this series. Devin Booker's Devin Booker. Now, Chris Paul was not out there for very long. His injury flared up. I know he hurt himself. I believe it was his collarbone that was dinged pretty good in that first game. So even though he tried to give it a go today, they just didn't have him. And Cameron Payne filled in for him fantastically. Was hitting threes, doing all kinds of stuff. He just had one of the best games he's had. And he's a young player who, if I'm not mistaken, he was with the Chicago Bulls to start his career. And when he did have his number called, he really came in and did some good things. And what stood out for me in regards to his stat line was his steals. I always pay attention to players who excel in the steals category first. Like the first thing that they do when they really come into the league is steal the ball from other people. That always translates later on to them being good players. The first player that I remember noticing that about was Rashawn Rondo. Rashawn Rondo, when he first came into the league, he was like a guy who can get you like 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 points, but then like 3 steals or 4 steals. It's like, how's this guy killing it on the steals out the gate? And everything else ran round into form. So I look at the point guard like Cameron Payne. I know he's still young, and I know he hasn't had a whole lot of opportunities to succeed. But he showed me something out there, man. He really did. And I had already seen glimpses of him doing good things on other teams. So for him to have played well in this playoff game, it was good to see. I'm not going to lie. Even though he's an opponent, that's somebody that I know has kind of flown under the radar for a while. And it's just good to see him succeed. So, yeah, shout out to Cameron Payne. Also, Cam Johnson. That's another guy named Cam. They got a guy that's shooting the ball, and if we're going to leave him open, which we did in one of those key plays, he's going to knock down 3-point shots. That's what he's out there for. So it's incumbent upon us to know our personnel, know who we're going against, because that play should never happen. Like, literally never happened. If you know who Cameron Payne is, you do not leave him out at the 3-point line. You would much rather him put the ball on the floor and try to drive at the basket. Don't leave shooters open. I mean, it's the playoffs. And those are the type of mistakes that I felt the Lakers would end up having which are just components of not being able to practice enough, not being able to have real-time gameplay with one another because guys have been out of the lineup. And that's why I thought we would lose these first 2 games. But as the series would progress, eventually our superstars would outclass these guys, and guys like Schroeder would come kind of round into form just off of sheer momentum and urgency, which is exactly what we saw today. I'm just glad that we turned it on before Game 3. I thought we would probably turn it on before Game 3, but nah, these are NBA champions. They came with it. Something disappointed me tonight. Reggie Miller didn't know that Alex Caruso could dunk. That was that disappointed me. I'm like, man, you're a California dude. You don't pay attention to this team at all, huh? Because Alex Caruso has been somebody who we long stopped wondering if he can get off the floor. Like, he can get off the floor, bro. He's not one of those guys. That's not the type of guy he is. He's athletic. He flies, and you need to respect him above the rim for sure. Like, he's one of those. Even with the G League team, I remember seeing him dunking crazy, and you'd be like, whoa, like. So I long stopped being wowed in terms of shocked by his dunking. Nah, that dude gets off the floor for real. That he's not a stereotype in that way at all. So yeah, that. I was like, what's up, Reggie? You didn't know? That was my reaction to that. I thought that was kind of funny. But yeah, man. Ultimately, LeBron James, he did what I wanted to see him do in this game, which is kind of take advantage of that turnaround fadeaway that he's perfected freaking 15 years ago. I didn't see him use it in that first game, and I didn't know why, because it seemed to me that he had it available to use with players kind of playing him on that elbow, playing him on that side, like little 20-footer area with the clock running out. And he would pass out of that in that first game and try to create things for others. I'm like, nah, bro, that's your move. Just turn around and do it. And he did it on Cam Johnson tonight in a very key moment down the stretch of the game. I was happy to see that. Get in that bag, Bron, because at the end of the day, you have that shot. It's not like it literally ever misses. I don't think I've ever seen him miss that shot ever since he's been a Laker. So at this point, it's like, when you know you have a go-to rhythm shot that nobody can stop, sometimes it's just best to try to go to it when the team is struggling. So because once they see you make shots, maybe that'll open up things for others. Maybe that's one way to get people going. I don't think he's considering that as enough, to be completely honest. It's just like in regards to defense. Sometimes your best defense is good offense. You know what I mean? Like, it will propel you to play harder on the other side when the ball is falling sometimes, or when you're in transition and you're dunking on people. It's easier to have that urgency to run back and try to have that urgency and that energy to try to get that steal and to get that stop. So goes the same for what it is I'm saying in regards to LeBron James. You just got to try to go after that, man. Go after it. Don't shy away from it. So yeah, that's where I'm at with it. I think it will open up for others. Once they see you hitting your shots, if they're cold, hey, nah, Bron's going. I ain't gonna let Bron down. Let me hit this shot. Like, that's kind of how that works. You don't have to look to pass all the time, especially when guys aren't in rhythm when you're doing so. So yeah, that's what I saw in the first game. Just timing stuff, picking spots type of stuff, just not being on point. But he was much better today. So as the series progresses, this bodes horribly for the Phoenix Suns, to be completely honest with you. With no CP3, Anthony Davis finding his rhythm, LeBron James finding his rhythm, Dennis Schroeder was playing better today. He's finding his rhythm, and we're headed back to LA. It's like, Phoenix, this is bad for you guys. And like I've always said, I like CP3 quite a bit, but he doesn't affect wins when you need him to a lot of the time. Now, I remember he won that series against the Clippers. I remember, that teardrop shot. I believe he was going against the Clippers on that one with the Rockets, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. But he's done some good things in the playoffs, so I don't want to poo-poo on his legacy. But when you need him the most, a lot of the time, he's either injured or it just doesn't end up going in his favor for whatever reason. And you've just seen it enough times to where you don't really want to bet on him, unfortunately. And that's unfortunate, because I really do think he's the best point guard of this generation. But I would love to see him become a Laker, because I think that's his best opportunity winning a championship. Or a Net. Nah, that would suck. But that's what he needs to do, because he can keep going to these teams and they can keep on being good. but he always needs more help than he's able to provide the team, and the team usually needs more help than he's able to provide them as well. So it's just, that's always the issue with Chris Paul teams. And I hate that he ran into the Lakers. I'm a Laker fan, of course. I want to see us mow down anybody in front of us, but I really did and do want to see the Suns move forward. So it's like, hate to have to do it to you. You know what I mean? I wish the cards would have fallen in a different order, but Phoenix deserves better, and I said that at the beginning of the series. But they've been good. Don't get it twisted. They had opportunities to win tonight's game. They did win the last game, so the Lakers cannot chill. But here we go once again. Chris Paul's not healthy, and for that team, they need him to be if they're going to have any shot at getting out of this round. It's as simple as that. So you kind of feel bad for the squad, But at the end of the day, as a Laker fan, I don't feel bad for him at all. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm always able to step outside of my own interest to try to give you the best perspective. That's really what it comes down to. I can step outside of myself at any time. So that's what it is, man. Thank you guys for watching me. My name is BDF44. I'm pretty sure there's more to this game, but I'm ready to go to sleep, man. So I might make another video on the next game or something, and more to say about this game will be said there. All right, so thank you guys for watching. I'm out. Peace.